Welcome back to the channel. Today's daily challenge is titled Dodgeball. Play an event blueprint in any Dodge vehicle. So we're going to show you how to get to that. If you don't already know, you may know. And we got to focus on Dodge. But I also went back and looked at the one specific. It's a Durango that I want to use. So I got the parameters off of that. And then after that, we're going to hit up one of these seasonal championships. That it's Tuesday, so we only have one day left, and that'll leave it perfect for one daily challenge, one seasonal championship tomorrow. So sounds good for me. Let's get into it. Got to go over here to Creative Hub, Event Lab, Event Blueprints. Now you can also do it a different way. From the map, you can go to maybe your favorite track or whatever it is, and then instead of picking the one that they suggest, you can move over and choose another one. Now I'm gonna go to search, and I figured out what I want to use. So car type, I want to be in Sports Utility Heroes for this car. There we go. And performance class, let's do S1 so I make sure that mine gets in there. Let's go ahead and confirm. Hopefully there'll be something we can run. Okay, so that's a lot. So all these other people are making them, right? Okay. I'm just making sure that they're actually, this one says Adventure Cross Country. This one's Fast Streets and Asphalts. Let's go ahead and do this one. Solo. Alright, so we have the car I was looking for. That's good. This thing is interesting because, of course, it says 392, but it's like a Hellcat version of the Durango, because I believe I supercharged it. And of course, this is all-wheel drive from the get-go. It's got a little bit of a lift on it, a little bit of suspension travel, and I did put rally tires on it instead of off-road, so it still has some pretty good handles on asphalt. I would say the best all-around tire in the game, rally tires. Alright, so this isn't going to be anything crazy, but we're using our Dodge that we need for the daily challenge. So you can go in and play those event blueprints anytime you want. So if you find one interesting that doesn't really meet the challenge today, go in there and check it out. If you're bored with Forza for the moment, you know, that's a way you can get XP, you can get money, doing stuff that you might not have done otherwise, or, you know, somebody at Playground Games would never have thought of, you know. There's some really interesting stuff out there. You can also go online and search for them. You put them in just like the tunes. You can get the share code and go right to it. I find a lot on Twitter. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, I think it was that little jump there. I got so much air I didn't have time to brake, so I just went out in the field. All right, this one isn't too bad. It's really not testing this one. I should have picked the one that was the flowing asphalt, flowing turns, because how'd the racing line get over there? I just want to go back and see what I missed. So the racing line isn't even through this thing, so that's cool. I wonder how I missed it. All right, so there's some big trees in here we need to navigate. Ooh, what did I hit? I hit like the last little piece of metal on that gate. Nice. Okay. Fair enough. Man, this stretch is a little dicey. Could you imagine playing with like real people and have people just run into that stuff? Because when you play online, you can't rewind. Well, you can, but it doesn't help you. I wish it was a little bit faster online, where there was a version of a race that you could do like a quick rewind. Like if you know you're gonna miss a checkpoint, or you know you just missed it, just slap that quick rewind, and maybe you only get a couple of them per race, one or two. Big turn here somehow. Yeah, this really didn't test my Durango's abilities. This thing's more of a drift. It's ready for anything. It's ripping out here. 6th gear, 7th. I don't know how many I have. This is a long race. We're only at 50%. But I like it. Ooh, it has 8 gears. You ever been racing and you forget how many gears you have and you're like, oh no, and then you just get that next one? Yes. This is probably the last gear I have because I made this tune and I think 10 speeds are kind of, I think 10 speeds are kind of too much, if you know what I mean. It doesn't quite know what to do unless you really need it, like it's a Koenigsegg and you need all 10 of those gears because you're going to 300. Whoa, racing line. Where'd you go? Yeah, this is rough, man. Alright, so my driving style is pretty much pedal to the metal all the time, so as you can see, I'm getting squirrely. I have to rein it in a little bit. Thankfully, we're at 85%. I'm somewhere out in the water. Pretty deep. This guy loves putting them big gates up. Alright, I see the finish line. Thankfully. There we go. So hopefully, after this, after we smash into that wall, we'll get a notification that we've completed the daily challenge. That's a barely like. That one was a little frustrating. But hey, it got the daily challenge done. With the car I wanted. It's jacked up a little bit. Okay, but there's our notification. We got it done. Thankfully. Not like yesterday where I had to try twice for the, what was it? The challenge card. But now we're going to move on to the seasonal championship. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about these. They can feel a bit grindy. You know what I mean? But at least they're dirt and cross country, which is cool. This one is D, so that is going to be difficult. You know what I'm saying? 1970s. Let me look and see what the eligible cars are here. Oh, okay. Not too bad. I can maybe take a Bronco if I have an extra one and give it a little bit of stuff. That'll be fun. We'll leave that one for tomorrow. Let's see what these are. View eligible cars. Okay, fine. Fair enough. So let's see where that's at on the map. We'll mark it. We'll fast travel. We're going to get some credits. And then we should be able to jump in. And we're going to do the new seasonal championship. Where are we going? Okay. And they're all sprint races or trails in this discipline. And I get to use the new weekly challenge card that I've modified. Not new, but like my version's new. So this thing is, I couldn't even believe you could put rally suspension on it, but it just jacks it way in the air, which is awesome. I still left it rear wheel drive. It does actually have some traction. It's a little bit better when I drive manual, but I think I'm just going to leave it automatic this time. And if we need to make a change, we'll make it later on. Okay. So here we go. I predict utter domination as everybody leaves me. And that guy runs into me for no reason. I expected better of you, bud. I really did. Okay, so now that they're done leaving me in the dust, I'm going to lay off the throttle a little bit through here. Back on, slightly off, all the way off. Whoa, brake, brake, brake. Try to get in front of that guy. Oh, little Alpine coming up on the inside. Has the power. I don't know how he's going to do on dirt. But right on the edge of the lead pack here. Wow. I forget what that thing's called, but that little Ford is right there. This one seems to actually have some difficulty to it. I predicted domination, but no. Not happening. Now, this is a longer race. We're only 33% into it. Let's see if I can dance down through here. My problem right now is traction. If I could hook up a little better, it may be good to have an all-wheel drive here. I thought it better in the spirit of the car to leave it rear-wheel drive. I have one of those that guy has right there. But I think it's rear-wheel drive too. But the engine's back there, so... Oh, it cut me off. I had a good run there. Stop it. You kind of have to be your own traction control. So now that we're on asphalt, it actually hooks up. Man, he keeps getting in front of me right when I need it. Right when I can leave him in the dust. Yeah, we may have to make some strategic changes to this car for the next race. Yeah, this thing's like barely hanging on. I'm like on 2 wheels. Gonna redo that one. Wasn't on the brakes yet. So where am I going? Let's go just to the inside of him. Nope. Yeah, this is so difficult being rear-wheel drive. Wow. And you can tell they have all-wheel drive. That's the problem. That's why they were all leaving me in the dust. I think if I didn't run into him 10, 12 times, I'd be alright. Okay, let's get back into it. We're in 5th. 83%. Can we make another position up before... No, we can't, because that guy's right there. Before we get to the finish. Put it on his door. Racing hard. Hitting a little bit of bricks, stones, whatever. Don't have time to look at what it was. It's stones, I know. I just said it wrong. Okay, here we go. 3rd place ahead of me. Can't catch him. He's gone. He's absolutely out of here. Now the question is, do we restart? I don't think we do. I'm going to go ahead and take this 4th. Take it as a lesson. Move forward. I'm going to go rejigger my car. See if I can get maybe back to the original tire compound. If I'm not still on it already. But somehow get all-wheel drive. I'm going to try it. Okay, so let's go to cars. Go to the nearest festival. And let's play a numbers game here real quick. Custom upgrade. So we're going to go. I hate to do it, but we're going to grab that. And we need to be B. And that only bumped us up a little bit. I bet you we are not on the Rally Tire compound. We are not. So we got to find a way to get that number down. That helps us out somehow. Does this help us out? Oh, I have... No. Oh, it does. Okay. So that'll take us down to 6. That's fine. Does this change anything? Takes it down. We'll go back. We'll get some more drag. What do we have here? We don't have that. We do have rally. That doesn't change anything. I like it. Keep the rally for now. Alright, I guess we can just try to peel some power off of it. Did I get everything here? Yes. Alright, so which one would be the greatest? There's 701. 701. Take that down. Let's take it down to 3 there. And let's take the displacement down. Alright. So that's what we're going to have to do. We're still higher than what we started that last race, so that's good. Now I need to look, always check when you switch to an all-wheel drive. Check your gearing. Alright, on to the next one. So I would imagine we need to get 2 wins out the back of this series. So hopefully switching to all-wheel drive will do that for us. That tune was fun, but it's not competitive here at highly skilled level against people with all-wheel drives. So let's go. You know what would be funny? I hope it doesn't happen, but what would be funny is if I lose this series. I can't remember the last time I lost a seasonal championship. I don't even know if I have. It's usually just restart the last race, but even if I win these 2 and still somehow lose, which is possible, it's in the cards. Alright, so of course we got to be in the wet, but we have all-wheel drive, so at this low power level, it's probably overkill. But maybe not. Maybe in the dirt, in the gravel, this thing will shine. Okay, so around this turn, staying with him. Slam on the brakes, cut to the inside, try to hook up. Still spinning. I think it's the compound's fault. If you have the power, you can't hook up, and if you get the tire compound instead, you didn't need it. So it's a weird game to play. Alright, but there we are in first. So the all-wheel drive's definitely needed. I tried to stay in the spirit of the car, keep it rear-wheel drive, run a rally. Not happening. We did a lot with it this week. We used it in 3 PR stunts. Of course, we used it in the weekly challenge. But could not use it in that tuned form with the stock driveline. But now we're just smashing. So I really hope 2 wins will save it. We did get a 4th. So I usually say 2 wins and a podium will win you the seasonal championship, but we'll see if 1 off the podium will still do it. We'll have to look at the standings after this. See how far out of first I am. I bet you I'm out of first. Because there's going to be, you know, some guy that got first last time. He's probably going to get second this time. You know, at best. 75%, almost to the end. Here we go. %. Last turn. There's the finish. Another race done. Make it dramatic there. Somehow I'm in reverse. That's funny. Alright, so I ran a 2:31 there on the Desierto Trail. I got 20 points. Looks like... Yep, I'm tied. Okay, that's perfect. Now, it's a must-win situation for the next race. It's not must-win if the guy that's winning is behind me, but I'm going to say must-win. Because you're tied. If he gets first and you don't, it's over. Alright, make it or break it here. We want to win. We want to get the reward. I think you have to win to get it. I don't think it's just a completion thing. I've always won them. I should have put a different paint scheme on this. I'm actually getting sick of it since I've been driving it so much, you know? Which is rare. If you guys care, some of you care, they're actually bringing out a car like this in one of the newer Hot Wheel premium lines. They're car culture series. That's a mouthful. They're usually like $5-6 at Walmart, and they have real rubber tires. They have real wheels. They're metal base and a metal body, no plastic. That's why they're a more premium, bigger card, more collectible. But it's just funny. I wondered because they have a partnership with you know, the makers of Forza, obviously, because they even have some Forza Horizon cars. There was like a GT3 RS. There's been some different ones. Of course, they have the Hot Wheels DLC for this game, Hot Wheels Park and the like. And, you know, from Forza Horizon 3, they also had a Hot Wheels DLC. But, you know, I just thought it was weird because these cars, this car, I'm even a Ford guy. I don't know much about it. No, it's a British Ford with rally pedigree. I didn't watch rally growing up. Like, my family watched NASCAR, you know what I mean? But I just wonder who's putting this car in people's ear, you know? This 1970 whatever Escort Mark II, this exact body style and rally, you know, treatment, that it's in this game and you can use it. They're featuring it as a weekly challenge car, and it's going to be a Hot Wheel. There was just a lot when I seen it the other day. I was like, man, that doesn't make sense. But hey, maybe they're just trying to find, you know, undiscovered gems, you know. Which, it's a cool car. I think sometimes these cars, they don't really get elevated to that level like they do. Like when Paul Walker drove the, to me at the time when it was coming out, I think it's Fast and Furious 6, whatever that was called. They like to name them weird, and sometimes it's just, yeah, Fast and Furious 6. But when that Ford Escort debuted and you started seeing it in the trailers and stuff, I was like, what is that? And then I actually noticed there was one guy around town here that had a white one, and it, you know, his was turboed, and I was like, I like turbos. I like Mercurs. I like, you know, the old Thunderbirds with the 2.3 and the Mustangs with the 2.3. You know, I always like those. So it's a similar thing, but you know, once that came out and once you saw it in the movie and people really got, I mean, I think it really elevated that car, because otherwise nobody would have known about it. You know what I mean? But this one, I don't know if it's going to be elevated to that level. So we got another 1985 RS 200. Not the Hoonigan one, the regular one. So, cool. And there's our notification. So now, I wish it gave you a percentage, but it gives you like a so much out of so much. And I didn't do 2 of the seasonal championships here. Just wasn't real pressed to do them. You know what I mean? But hey, whatever. So I'm further along than I was last week. It looks like tomorrow I'm set to complete this festival playlist, but we have to earn some Trailblazer stars tomorrow. But Thursday, here's why you need to subscribe. Thursday, we're going to have a brand new festival playlist. It's going to be, the next 2 are my favorite because there's no storm, there's no rain, it's dry and hot season. Both of those, which is funny. Winter and spring, whatever. But we'll have a new set. This is what I'm looking forward to right here, the S15 for the weekly. I hope there's some really appropriate drift challenges. Maybe we can tune it a little bit, put a little stank on it, you know what I'm saying? Some like 3-piece wheels in the back, you know, real wide, make it look cool, you know, give a little story to it. Say it's like, you know, you're in college, but you know, maybe you just got a job, you're just getting out of college, you have a little bit of money, you know what I mean, so you can put into this car and have some fun. It's probably your daily driver, you know. So we'll see what we have to do with that. Of course, we got the daily challenges. Looks like the Mclaren F1 is in the shop. Hopefully that's for just a little bit of points. So if you don't have that, you can scoop it up. Amazing car, 3 seats. The middle seat, it's like further up than the other ones. For perfect balance is the one you drive from. So there's seats on either side of you then. Really wild design. We're going to be racing the Volvo 850R, which I think is hilarious, in Stock Showdown. Which, those are good cars, don't get me wrong, but Volvos have always been a little bit goofy, safety concerned, sleepers. So it looks like you can actually win the Volvo 850 over there on that one seasonal championship. We're going to have 4 seasonal championships in total. Of course, we have the event lab. We only have 2 PR stunts, which makes me sad because that's what I like. But we're getting a Honda S2000 and a super wheel spin if we complete those. This will be all one video here. Treasure hunt, photo challenge, and the eliminator. I'm going to try to do a small tutorial on the eliminator for this one. If you guys want to check that out. If you've never played, if you're looking for some tips, maybe you've played and you just don't really understand how to get to where you got to get to, maybe I'll make it a little more challenging and play a couple of them and see if I can actually get to the final circle, show you guys what that looks like. Then we have a PR stunt up in Hot Wheels Park and an accompanying seasonal championship. So make sure you come back, subscribe, keep tuning in. Tomorrow we're gonna have a good video just like today, and then Thursday we're gonna have like 5 videos, 6, whatever, however many I can make before I crash. But that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the likes and the subscriptions, and if you guys are here every day doing that already, you're the real ones, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.